Hello everyone, I'm Umehani and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today's video is on mindful parenting techniques. A child is one of the best gifts that any one of us can receive from God. And as parents, we want to give the best to our children because our love for our children is just unconditional. This video is going to help you shower your love towards your children in a mindful manner. And to do the honors, I have an expert in the field. Her name is Bindhu Krishnappa. Bindhu is a teacher by profession with 5 years of experience in various prestigious colleges of Bangalore. Apart from being a teacher, she is also a soft skill trainer, a budding image consultant, a lingerie expert, and a mentor to many. Bindhu is currently functioning as a freelancer trainer and is helping develop a lot of young minds. While teaching is both her passion and her profession, she spends a lot of time in exploring various mindful parenting techniques and also helps a lot of parents explore the mindful practices. So Bindhu is also a true believer of the saying that mindful parenting helps us develop or raise our children both healthy and happy inside out. So Bindhu, are you there?
Thank you so much for inviting me, honey. I am glad I'm here to share some information which I know.
Thank you so much, Bindhu, for coming in the show today. I'm honored to have you in my show. So all of us are aware about the fact that today's topic is on mindful parenting. So Bindhu, would you like to elaborate a little bit about what exactly is this mindful parenting?
Yes, honey. The environment in which we are operating today has taken a sudden shift. Technology has come into our life and the advancement of technology has taken a major space in our life. So what happens is children these days are depending very less either on parents or teachers for information. They're all smart children living in the smart world with smartphones and smart televisions. So it becomes important for us also to inevitably step into the world of smartness. So mindfulness is all about paying attention and having awareness. So it is about how you feel at the time you're feeling. If you give some close attention to that feeling, you will be better able to handle yourself, meaning the emotion will not control you, but you will be able to control any emotion. Honey, for example, maybe you're angry now. And if you know that you're angry, if you're aware of that emotion, and if you know how you're feeling, so you will be better able to realize it is in your head and it is not real. So most of the feelings which happen to either parents or children, it's all in our head, which our mind has constructed. So being mindful helps us to, bifurcate between what is real and what our mind has constructed, and it will help you to perform better in day-to-day life and also be better in your personal relationships.
So Bindhu, I think you just gave a lovely example, and I very much agree to what you said, that it is we who need to control our emotions and it is not our emotions that need to control us. But a lot of times, all of us know that parenting kind of gets stressful, right? So what are the repercussions of stress on the development of the child?
Okay, honey, stress is very contagious. I hope you agree with this, right? So when I say stress is contagious, we all live in a very nuclear family, like father, mother, and a child or two children. The space between human beings to hide the emotions is very limited. So a child gets to know whether a parent is overwhelmed or whether he's tensed or he's, under stress. So to become a good parent, it's important that we all learn to manage our stress. So the goal of bringing this mindfulness into parenting is that you try to learn your own emotions and then you help your kid to raise. Okay, to respond thoughtfully becomes very important versus reacting impulsively. Small children are naturally mindful. They're not aware, either they don't dwell in the past or they don't think much about future. To them, a stone or a dry leaf on the road also brings a lot of excitement. They are in the world of curiosity all the time, meaning they're always present to what is within them and what is around them. It is we parents who always try to, we have got conditioned, or we always try to get them to the next place. when a parent enters home after the work, the only thing that we will be thinking after relaxing for some time is what to cook tomorrow, what time to get up, where to reach, what to buy, what to shop. These are the different kinds of things. We are always stuffed with what next, wherein a child is not like that. So it is important for a parent to pause and notice what is happening then at that moment. So I feel it's important to practice parenting in a mindful way.
I completely agree with whatever you have said, Bindhu. But these days, we've heard about emotional intelligence a lot. So I wanted to check with you, how is emotional intelligence connected with parenting?
Okay, honey, emotional intelligence is being aware of your own emotions, then trying to understand others' emotions as well. See, you cannot emotionally be aware of your children if you're not aware of them for yourself. So awareness and responding to emotions, in other words, I may call it being empathetic, is a key to any kind of relationships. So it will also help in bringing up a happy children. One very important thing that I learned after becoming this mindfulness coach is that responding is mindful and reacting is mindless.
So I just loved what you said, Bindhu, that responding is mindful and reacting is mindless, because a lot of times all of us, we just react and we do not respond. So you just earlier said that a lot of times parents are just lost in the smartphone, and we are so much engaged in our fast-paced life that we fail to take care of our kids the way we should be taking. So what is the reaction of the kids, or how does this impact in the child's development?
Okay, honey, I would like to reinforce the point that the quality of time spent with children will have more positive effect in bringing them up. For example, if we learn the art of spending quality time with them, it actually helps the parent-child relationship. It helps the parent-child communication. It also helps us in having the parenting satisfaction. It will also help us have that parental involvement. And second thing I would like to say that is seeing the world through child's eyes, listening to them carefully, we can actually find a lot of hidden wisdom in their innocence, which gets opened up only when we pay that mindful attention. So here many children face difficulty in trying to understand their own emotional ups and downs. So as parents, if we try to help them how to identify or how to address it for them, it will become very easy. Small things like spending time, I mean quality time, maybe that time without having any cell phone in our hand, or without keeping the televisions on. If we try to spend time with the child becomes more happier beyond our imagination. So another thing is talking to the child about our routines. How did the day go? Okay, maybe good, bad, and the ugly side of the day. When we try talking to the child absorbs everything, because child's mind is like a sponge. So in this process, child will also understand that being expressive is something normal. We see these days children do not express things to their parents out of fear, or they think it is not normal. So as parents, if we set the trend like this at home, it will help the child to be more expressive. Another thing is listening becomes more important, or as important as we talk to them. So it can help a child get stimulated with his imagination skills and also narration skills. This is what I believe.
So for all the parents out there, I know that the smartphones is very, very addictive, but it's high time now that we keep our smartphones aside and start concentrating on our kids' development and growth. So Bindhu, I've heard a lot from you about this concept of respond and not react. So would you like to elaborate a little more on this concept?
Yes, honey. Children absorb everything that they see around them. They are very good imitators, believe me. And when they try to imitate their elders or their surroundings, they tend to believe that is the only right way to do. So if we help them to understand this process, it will bring in that parental involvement with the children when we are trying to do this process. And when they ensure that they are constantly cared, that they're constantly loved, it is very probable situation where a child exhibits more of a pro-social behavior rather than showing the aggressive or child aggression. So let me try to explain this with the one part of my life incident. I have a child who is 2.5 years old. So when I was taking him for a walk on an evening, he normally has this habit, and most of the children do this. When they see a small insect or ant, they try to stamp on them. So naturally, it's a natural child behavior which I observed in my son also. And that evening, we were about to take a drive, and this little boy, saw this caterpillar. And the quick reaction that I could see in my son's face was to stamp over it. So my husband, I generally don't like caterpillars. I moved a little ahead and I was standing a little far and I just stood there. My husband stopped my kid and he said, look, observe what it is doing, how big it is and how does it move. Just try to notice what it is doing. This little boy stopped listening to my husband, and then my husband said, let it go, because it is going to become a beautiful butterfly, and my son loves butterflies. So he was confused at that moment when his father told this caterpillar is going to become a butterfly. We then moved, we headed towards car. He just came towards me. He got confused. He left my husband there. He left the caterpillar to let go, and then he came to me. And then we entered the car and my husband said, show him a video on YouTube telling how caterpillar becomes butterfly. So it was a 2-minute video which I just surfed on the YouTube and I showed him. Trust me, honey, he was so mesmerized. And he was like, my husband started telling him towards the end of the video that this is the reason why we are not supposed to disturb the nature. Every insect or every life has got its own, way of living, and we are not supposed to disturb them in any way. Ever since that day, he never stamps on any ant or any caterpillars or any other insects. Can you just imagine the kind of sponge this children's mind is? It's just like sponge where you put water and it completely absorbs. I was so shocked at his behavior in later days. Even when we are on walk, only me and my son, when we see this insects, he says, what is it going to become? So he puts that pause, he notices what it is doing, and then he starts thinking, what has this creature got to contribute to the nature? So that is one wonderful way why I tell you need to teach your kids to respond and not react.
That's so kind of you, Bindhu, to share a personal life example, and I personally love the example that you shared. So, Bindhu, a lot of times kids have behavioral issues, right? So, does mindful parenting also help to resolve such kind of issues?
Absolutely, honey. Mindfulness practices have been, showing to reduce the anxiety and depression issues. It will also help to increase the coping behaviors, and it will try to assist the children in dealing with their learnings, maybe emotionally and also in social aspects. This mindfulness is one process of purposefully bringing one's attention to what is happening in the present moment without making any kind of judgments. So it means consciously attending to one's emotions or trying to be in that right. Then in that moment, it actually helps people be very mindful. And that is what every child expects from parents, giving the complete attention. And paying proper attention is one of the best gifts that any parent could give to their children also. So they need this attention, and I strongly believe the parent-child relationships influences the multiple aspects of children's development. Honey, like I said earlier, small children are naturally mindful. So they notice the world around them with great amount of curiosity and fascination. So anything and everything which is fallen even on the road will actually excite them. So they are the ones who pause, who notice, and they live in the present moment. It is we as elders who are trying to hurrying them up. Okay, we always, like I said, we want to head to the next place. So we are trying to condition our kids also that life is all about heading to next place, doing next thing. So the more we rediscover how to be mindful ourselves, the more we can, try to appreciate and nurture our children's innate capacity to be present in each moment. We can actually train ourselves to slow down, to pause more, and to give space for some being instead of always doing.
So Bindhu, I just loved every single thing that we shared on parenting. I think now the mindful parenting concept has become much more clear. But just a final question to you: are there any tips that you would like to give to all the parents out there?
Well, there is nothing called ideal parenting. Every child is totally unique. Cutting down on the stress and anxiety while raising them becomes very crucial for us as parents because we wear different hats in our life. There is no one right way to parent mindfully. Happily, there are many ways. It is as simple as practicing paying full attention to your kids, and that is enough, maybe at any point or at any moment. That is all a child actually wishes, and it can be the best gift. Like I already said, paying complete attention to your child can be the best ever gift any parent could give to their children. And I also want to say that the satisfaction of parenting you can derive as a parent only when you have justified your parenting practices. We might think doing multiple other things, okay, we are with the child, sitting with the child, but if you are actually not with the child mindfully at that moment, being in that present, some major missing is happening to that child, which I think consciously we need to avoid.
So Bindhu, I must say that every single tip that you shared was just superb. But I'm sure there will be a little bit of queries which a few of the parents might have when they're watching this video. So I always do this with my guests. So I'm going to do this with you as well. So would you mind if I have to share your social media details in my description box, just in case any parents have any queries, they can get in touch with you?
Absolutely no issues, honey. I'll be happy to help.
Thank you so much for doing that. So for all the viewers, for all the parents, and for the future parents, if you guys want to know more about mindful parenting, and if you have any doubts related to parenting, then please feel free to ask those questions to Bindhu. She's been very kind enough to share her social media details. I've put that down in the description box for you guys. So thank you so much, Bindhu, for coming into the show today. I thoroughly enjoyed our conversation, and I'm sure the audience, the viewers, are also going to love this. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you so much, honey. I was also very happy interacting with you.
So if you like today's video, then do not forget to subscribe to the channel right now. And while you are subscribing, do not forget to click on the bell icon. Please do share this video with as many people as you can, because mindful parenting techniques is going to help our children develop emotionally strong. And children are not just the future of our nation, but they are the future of the world. I want you to apply all the parenting techniques that Bindhu has shared. Please let me know your feedback by mentioning it in the comment section below, and I would love to read them all. If there's any topic that you want me to address, just list it down in the comment section below, and I would love to make a video on it as soon as possible. I'll see you soon in my next video. Until then, take care, stay safe, stay happy, and bye-bye.